Hello, welcome to Ekatari Fashion. So today we are going to be learning how to make an off-shoulder bustier, and this is our front bodies already. So those are our lines: chest line, bust point, on the bust, waist, and hem. So we are just going to go straight and start drafting the bustier. So to do this, the first thing that we need to do is to get our new chest line or the cleavage line. So I came down by 4 inches from the neck. You can come down by 3 because most times, most off shoulder people say come down by 6 inches, but I decided to come down by 7 inches because I want it a bit lower. So I'm just making sure that my 7 inches is accurate, and then I'm going to be drawing it to get my new chest line. All right, so let's name it new chest line. Right, so the next thing to do is to divide our shoulder into 2 equal parts and then mark the point. After marking the point, just draw a straight line all the way to the bust point line. We are going to be using this line as a dart leg. We are going to be creating a dart that will help us tighten the top of your bustier so it is fitted at the top and not exposing the bust or so. So I'm going to be doing 0.75 on both sides. I'm going to be creating a dart, 0.75 on this side and 0.75 on the other side. And then I will use my ruler to join it. So this is me, joining the first 0.75, and I will join the other side too. So the next thing to do now is to also tighten the underbust. So my underbust is 8. Underbust divided by 4 is 8. So I'll measure 4 on that side. Then I'll jump over the dart because we don't need the dart, and I'll mark my 8. Right, the remaining point there is 1.75. I'll distribute it on both sides. So on that side I'll put 0.75 and 1 on this side. So this is me using my curve now to draw a bustier or a cup shape from that 1 inch to the bust point, and the other side 0.75 to the bust side. So now we have removed the excess in the underbust. We have included it in the dart, so our underbust is exactly the measurement right now. So next we need to do our armhole, and to do the armhole we need to get our strap to strap measurement. So you can measure it. Mine is 10. From one strap to the other side is 10. So I'm marking 5 because 10 divided by 2 is 5. I'll mark 5 excluding the dart. Always remember to exclude your dart. So that's 4. I'll go over the dart and mark my 5. Okay, because that dart will be sewn in, so you don't include it. So now we are going to be getting our armhole. Just armhole divided by 2. I've divided by 2. I have 3.5, and coincidentally it stopped at my bust point line. So I'll just mark from that my strap to strap measurement to that bust point line. Right, then I will use my ruler to draw my new armhole. Notice that I didn't make it so deep. That's because of the style I want to make. I don't want it to expose my bust by my armpit area. So I made sure that the armhole is not too deep. So the next thing to do now is to get a new neckline. So I went down by 1 inch, and I'm trying to see the shape that I would like most. So I just want to do like maybe a C shape there. So I'll just join it. Right, so now we have our bustier. You can decide to end your bustier at the waist or at the under bust, but I want it to be a full top. I want to show you how to do a full top. So if you are doing that, please extend your dart to the bottom like this. You can see the way I'm extending the dart. right? So we are going to cut off all that area. So now we need to open up this place so we can close the bust dart. Okay, this will also give us more shape, and it will make sure that your front and your back is equal. Remember when we draft our basic bodies. So this is me closing the bust dart, and that bust dart has now been transferred to the shoulder, as you can see, right? So the next thing to do now is to cut off all our measurements. Before you do that, please name your pattern so you don't get confused. So we have the center front and side front. So now just go ahead and cut off. So this is me cutting as we have measured. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do so. Give me a thumbs up. You know, it goes a long way. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber too. God bless you. You can get your strap there. If you want a strap on your bustier, that's where you get it from, on your pattern. Right? So just continue cutting. And if you want a yoke too, you can get it from the pattern. So that is why pattern drafting is sometimes, you know, very good. So this is me cutting off the darts. Just cut off. Okay, so we have our pattern pieces. We have the center front and the side front, as you can see, right? So if you want it to be half, you just cut off at the waist or on the bust, and you can attach a peplon to it. You understand? You can attach a peplon under, and that's it. Take care. Bye.